Hello everyone and welcome to Operation Red Serpent.
Commander, we've been asked to investigate some unusual activity taking place near a small fishing village on the island of Newfoundland. Local government officials were responding to a mayday signal when all contact was lost. From the ship, the village, and the rescue team itself. Strike One will need to move in and secure the area. Let's see if we can find out what happened here.
Okay,
New objective received.
This is going to be a bit of a strange video in both terms of the mission and the actual video itself. So I played this mission that you're watching right now. I played it yesterday, and obviously the video recorded fine. I record sound separately from the video for reasons of, sound quality, and that got completely corrupted. So I am now commentating, the day after, doing post-commentary. And I don't really like to replay missions unless it's absolutely necessary, like if for some reason the video itself was corrupted. And then even if some of the video was corrupted, I'm sure I'd fill in with MS Paint anyway. So anyway, this video has to be ready for tomorrow, as I'm recording this. So here I am. I wasn't prepared for this, I never asked for this, but here we are. I actually do like a bit of an opening spiel that was, in case of this video, it was actually a really good opening spiel. I'm talking about, I'm trying to remember what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having to go really slowly because this is a weird mission. This is Operation Red Serpent, better known as the Council mission site Recon, and much better known by its proper name, that one survival horror mission with all the insects. See, that's the kind of quality in a pre-written spiel you need. So essentially this mission, there was a response team, they came along, everything went quiet, there's no communications at all.
Roger, tracking.
What you do is get your guys into position and go really slowly. We didn't go slowly enough.
Chrysalids. These things are more of a threat to the civilian population than any of the other alien species. If they're spreading through this area, we better move fast to find out where they're coming from. We have a new objective.
So turn 1, Podochrysalids.
Roger that.
3 chrysalids. You can see the middle chrysalid. I'm motioning with my mouse, even though obviously I'm not recording it. So the middle chrysalid has more health. That's what we're choosing to focus on for the AP grenades. The middle chrysalid will probably have more perks. It will be stronger. Garav can fire without moving. You can see them without having to move, which means he can fire twice, which is great in this situation. And it's just if you're going up against a single pod of chrysalids, it's just 3 targets, they'll be closely clumped. It's just all about taking your time, making sure you get into a situation where all your shots hit. Or at least, 89% I think is the lowest percentage shot we have. Even Ray's helping out. Ballistic pistol.
Asunto resuelto.
I think Nero, I don't think this shot is quite as accurate because I'm keeping Nero back, I'm not moving him that far forward to make sure I don't activate anything else, and it is a 100% shot anyway. So turn 1 over, we still have Epiphanes left in reserve. I'm just keeping him central to make sure I don't activate anything else, but to make sure he is good to move. I keep motioning with my mouse, this is so frustrating. But yeah, turn 2. Podochrysalids. It's that kind of mission. So we got 4 this time, but we do have our Rocketeer in position. This mission is going far faster than I thought. I've still got a load of things typed up that I'd want to say. But we've got commentate. Gob's about to fire an amazing shredded rocket, or is he? It might totally miss. But no, with a scatter of 0.4, it's going to hit them all regardless. As it is, it even did a lot of damage. So Ray's in position, Shamed is in position. We can't see all of them. We can't see the one at the very front. Denny will have to move up to get a proper AP grenade on.
Okay.
Don't want to move him up that far though. It's a shred. All these guys have been shredded. Well, all these chrysalids have been shredded, so this should do a lot of damage. Yep. And just 1 left. Now nobody can see here because it was Nero down beside Denny who could see. But Denny's now blocking Nero's ability to move out to sea. So I'm going to have to move someone up. I think I move up Epiphanes in the end, because Epiphanes hasn't got a kill yet. So we don't want to move away too far. Or maybe Nero just goes for it anyway. I remember now, Nero for 76%, and then Epiphanes was going to move up afterwards if need be. I like the idea that this is just in real time, and this everything's going off. So all Epiphanes did for those first two combats was move into the middle between the whole squad and just stood there doing nothing. That's what Epiphanes did. But anyway, these are all chrysalids so far. And as you'll hear at the end of the turn, let's have a listen. Chrysalids. Chrysalids. It's not, in Long War, it's not necessarily all chrysalids, there's zombies as well. But zombies are essentially just slow chrysalids. Slower and less threatening chrysalids. Oh, I suppose it's only really the speed that's a threat on the chrysalids. But, so anyway, this is Site Recon. This is, you know, a special set piece mission. I'm talking about here having to keep Nero and Epiphanes at the front because they have close combat specialists. Any chrysalid that closes in on them will be subject to a free shot. And with a scatter laser especially, that could kill them in one.
Aye, aye, Commander.
If they're subject to a shotgun and a scatter laser shot, they'll probably die.
Overwatch. Aye, aye.
So it's just important to move everyone up slowly as a block.
I'm on it.
Don't have any weird activations.
What was that?
Now I actually explained this in the video, so I'm not just, you know, using my knowledge after the fact. But there wasn't any sound with that visual activation, so that was more likely a zombie over this side.
Commander.
So we're just going to stack up everyone. We're not...
Heading
I
out.
think I do take this corner because look at how narrow and rickety it is. What are the chances of activating down there?
Heading to that location.
Because seriously, look, all these guys haven't activated. What are the chances of activating from here?
Solid copy.
What the hell is that thing? Take it down, Strike One. We need to find out where these things are coming from before this gets any worse.
That's possibly the most ridiculous activation I've ever seen. But you know, a zombie that far out isn't actually going to make it to us anyway. As it is, Gob's probably, you know, quite grateful for the chance to fire his weapon.
Voy hacia ese lugar.
Even Ray on the exact same trajectory through can't get squad sight on it. It's a one-of-a-kind activation that doesn't really matter, doesn't really change things. If it does come closer, that literal wall of Overwatch is just going to decimate it. Oh, here we go. Come on, zombie. It took that long to get that close. Here we go. Just a wall of lasers. I think it was Nero and the scatter laser that got it. I'm not sure. Because you heard the scatter laser go off first. So I'm not sure if we take the next... Yeah, of course we do. We charge around the corner.
Here they come.
There's another zombie. There's just one thing to be careful of when you come to this point. These passageways are only 3 wide. So it's very easy to block your own access to them. That's just what I'm explaining just now. But we could just stack up behind them and have decent odds, surely. I think I'd try and give an appeal to... Appeal? Oh, and yeah, I remember, and I go on a rant about the flimsy doors in St. John's. But yeah, see that door that just utterly exploded? The pellets went nowhere near it, the door exploded anyway. No wonder Nero's just going to kick in these flimsy doors. No wonder everyone here is dead. If they had better doors, if they had better architecture here in St. John's, then maybe these guys would still be alive. Maybe the chrysalids wouldn't have decimated everything.
Eyes on the prize.
A ello voy.
I can go back to my opening run. So it's definitely quiet here in St. John's. It's not right now, but it was when we started the turn. So actually, what was that? That was turn 1 chrysalids, turn 2 chrysalids, turn 3. Here's a flick for you. Turn 3 zombies. What are we going to see on turn 4? Maybe I'll start going at... No, I'm not going to go that slowly. So anyway, it was definitely quiet to start with here in St. John's in Newfoundland, and that's not great. So if M-Kom are deployed somewhere, it's because there's a whole lot of noise of lasers and plasma and explosions and screaming. So I don't know why the National Guard or the Canadian Army wouldn't be called first.
Headed there now.
But then, I hit on,
Andando.
twigged in my consciousness. Why aren't the Royal Canadian Mounted Police on scene? So, all this death and destruction, you'd expect, at least a few dead horses around here or there. And because there's no dead horses, it's breaking my immersion. I can't respect the setting
Got my eye.
or the chronology of this mission at all.
Got it covered.
Regardless of our respect for this mission sure as hell doesn't respect us. It will become very clear very quickly what we're up against, and it has. I know a lot of people have a lot of trouble with this mission, but I'll be honest here, I've never had trouble. I've never taken damage on this mission ever. I mean, we'll see if that changes. We'll see if my luck changes. When I say I've never taken damage, I wasn't counting this one. Or maybe I was.
Okay.
You'll have to keep watching the video to find out. I should do post-commentary and like all the rest of my videos and say, just in the middle,
Heading to that location.
like this video and I'm doing post-commentary and I'm still not going to edit that out. Oh, that's ridiculous.
Affirmative.
But just making sure to keep your rockets and your sniper in position is probably what I'm saying at the moment.
Come get some. Moving to got my eyes on.
God, I'm playing this mission instead of having lunch. It really shows I'm quite lightheaded. So I don't know what I'm looking at here. I'm explaining something. I'm explaining how Shamed is the leader. Shamed is the tactical leader in this situation. He's the lieutenant. Lieutenant Max Shamed with Legio Patria Nostra. And for some reason that means he's going to go first, does it? That's not the best decision. But it shouldn't matter too much. See, because I watch these videos back after I've uploaded them. Yeah, it wasn't the best decision, but that's just a single zombie anyway.
Rolling.
So Shamed should fire first at individual targets that have a lot of health. He has holo targeting, he has Shredder. Oh, I didn't move Shamed up first anyway. But I'm firing first with him anyway because I know what I'm doing. But anyway, like I was saying, I do watch these videos back with other people. And that's Nero just making 30% shots like it's nothing anyway. I watch this back with other people and it's sometimes it's quite embarrassing to listen to the shit, the utter shit that I spew during a video like this when I'm not necessarily concentrating on what I say.
Heading to that location.
But I'm assuming this video will be far worse because now I have opportunity to concentrate on what I'm saying. I could have planned out this whole video. It's going to be 39... This section of the video, at least, is 39 minutes and 49 seconds long. I could have planned out every single second of that, but I didn't. And despite knowing what's coming, despite, having the opportunity to plan out what I'm saying, it's just going to be the same unrelenting drivel. Now what I'm explaining is that I don't want to activate anything that's down those steps, so I'm not taking that corner, the box just to the top right of where the cursor is right now. So Epiphanes is going to be the furthest forward, and everyone's just going to stack up beside him. Yep, you don't want to take that box past me. You want you want to take a reload and turn anyway on everyone who needs to.
Moving to position.
On my way.
We need to keep the Rocketeers close to the Rocketeer, and the Sniper have less mobility than the rest of the squad. Although at this point I'll point out that everyone is wearing tac vests for max mobility.
Good to go.
Essentially on this mission it's just chrysalids, it's just zombies. If you're taking a hit, it doesn't matter how much armor you have, pretty much. You're pretty much dead. I think 7 or 8 health is the sweet spot though. If we'd stacked armor on everyone, that would have probably made a difference. But as you'll see later, if you haven't seen this mission before, mobility is far more important than armor.
But something about that shark just doesn't look right.
I'm no
That ship
fisherman,
didn't
says
just run
Central
aground.
Officer
Looks
Archon.
like it was overrun. I'd say that's the likely source of our chrysalid problem. I guess we should just be thankful it wasn't a cruise liner.
So this is... I know exactly what to expect on this mission, having played it before in previous playthroughs, especially with Long War. And this is how kind of cheesy and cheap it gets. I knew exactly what was coming, in that there was a fish that was undulating and bulging around with, you know, smog coming off of it.
Got it.
And smog inside a giant fish isn't a good sign.
Roger that.
That either, you know, just been fished out the River Thames, or there's a chrysalid inside them. And that's why I'm lining up this giant shooting gallery.
I feel, Commander. Roger that. Roger that. Scan.
At this point I'm explaining I can't remember if a chrysalid hatches and it gets to move in the same turn. We'll soon find out.
Well, that's new. We should probably let Dr. Valen know about this. I doubt one chrysalid and a shark was enough for them to overrun this channel. Keep an eye out for anything else the chrysalids might be nesting in.
So it was actually a really nice effect there in that Shamed was the first to hit. He was 1 square further forward than Garav. So his shredder hit first, that meant Garav's own Overwatch made sure to kill him. Of course, those guys wouldn't have needed to hit their Overwatch if the shotgun had hit their Overwatch in the first place.
Aye, aye.
But essentially it didn't get an opportunity to move, but I don't think it would have anyway. So I want to move Ray up to that kind of crow's nest, and then I move Gob instead. I realise it quickly. I say, oh fuck, I'm an idiot, da 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 da. And Ray is on his way up to the nest. There's only a ladder on the far side.
Locked and loaded. Oh yeah. Scan it. It's killing time.
So we are now reasonably close to this ship, the big fishing ship that I don't know if I've actually talked about or said anything about, so maybe I shouldn't. Right, I think it was at this turn I said, oh, I think there's maybe 1 pod of chrysalids left. I think all the outside is fairly clear. As has been, you know, it's been very well established. Never listen to actually never listen to anything I say.
I'm on
Solid copy.
Especially if it doesn't get recorded and you can't actually listen to it.
it. Roger that.
Just continue with this wall of fire. More chrysalids. And there we go. There's lightning reflexes on the leader. What that actually allowed us to do is the leader got caught back. You can see where my cursor was. We actually managed to hit the second chrysalid with Overwatch, because the lead chrysalid was busy taking all the lightning reflex from everyone else. Right, so this is aiming at the back
Going hot.
to make sure it doesn't hit any of us guys. That's the perfect shredder. Shreds everyone, kills the one at the back. Ray can obviously help out here. Everyone else can see. We obviously want to deal with the zombie at the back as well. Now, using grenades in this situation would dispose of the bodies. And that's not necessarily what we want to do. That's a great HE grenade, by the way. 7 damage because of the shredder. Usually HE grenades don't do that much, and I shouldn't have brought really any HE grenades on Denny. It's just kind of force of habit that in the early game your engineer takes 2 AP, 2 HE grenades. So they don't do as much damage, and chrysalids never take cover. HE grenades are for like just cover destruction more so than damage. So I'm moving shamed up just to get holo targeting again on the zombie. Holo targeting and shred, or maybe kill it in this, yeah.
Out of the game.
So there we go. I'm saying now this is probably the last pod active that we'll have to face, and then instantly. There we go. This is a bit more of an awkward one. It's split up. So I go again to Gob with a rocket. He's only got, he doesn't have shredders left. It's a bit awkward, but again, there's only 3. Well, there's only 3 of them this time. So he hasn't prepared this, but he does have fire in the hole, which means the scatter isn't too bad. I go for the one right at the back here, because as I'm pointing out, the scatter could spread to shamed. And this is a normal rocket. It would heavily damage him if he gets caught in the blast. It's not a shredder where taking cover against it means you don't get damaged at all. Thing is, Gob's not going to do anything else. There we go, boom. It actually scattered in such a way that it did do a lot of damage. So Ray can just pick off the one at the back without moving, and everyone else has free reign for the 2 at the front. I don't really know what the hold up is at the moment. Another HE would weaken them. It probably wouldn't kill them. It would weaken them just enough to get 1 shot. But then we've got so many shots left over that I'm still being careful about it, which is somewhat heartening to see, watching yourself back and not making any stupid mistakes. But it does make for a grand video. So we've got 2 shotguns at the front anyway. A crit would kill them. I'm even making sure to go. I'm using the scatter laser on the one that had 4 health and the normal shotgun on the one that had 3 health, for example. Anyway, Epiphanus promoted. That's always good to see. And so I was saying at the end of that turn, yeah, so that's probably the last pod again, and then a zombie comes out of nowhere. Zombies are very easy though. I think zombies are modelled to be easy to hit. I think they have like innate negative defense or something, and they are always very. I think you get plus crit on them as well because they're very slow moving. Oh, there's a hole in one of my favourite t-shirts. Oh dear. This is the kind of insightful commentary you get when I do post commentary. We're never doing post commentary again. I had the idea to like I had the idea for an XCOM series like last year, where we would be all doing post commentary on missions, and we'd be passing the save file around, but that requires too much coordination for my liking. I think it would have been a good series. It would have been a unique series. It would have actually gotten, you know, people to watch, like people who I'm not just haranguing and harassing into watching to watch. It would have been genuinely entertaining, whereas this is just me fucking about. Attention whoring myself out. So anyway, we are beginning to move on the ship. We are splitting our team into 2 distinct groups. I don't want to give the game away here, but these 2 groups are the guys that can run fast and the guys that can't run fast. We've got the 2 assaults in Denny. Obviously I picked my assaults and my engineers for mobility. That's why we're heading on here. And you just heard the turn flip. Well, you heard and saw that the enemies had no turn. It just flipped straight back to us. So we know there's no active enemies on the map. So just moving slowly onto the ship. Ray is staying in his perch. as we attempt to find the source of the infestation.
Okay. On the move. Roger. Got it covered. My eyes on it. Both of you.
Come,
Even Gob's on Overwatch at this point, rather than preparing a rocket. Because to prepare a rocket is quite an immobile thing.
I'd say we found the source of our infestation, but this is worse than we could have imagined. If the chrysalids are using that whale as some sort of hive, who knows how many offspring they could produce?
So the giant whale is full of infinite numbers of chrysalids.
Strike one. Our sensor readings are picking up a whole lot of activity from inside the hold of that ship. I think you're about to have a lot of company headed your way. But nothing you've got on hand is going to be enough for this one. What we need is an airstrike. If you can reactivate that ship's transponder, we can have air support pinpoint your location and take the whole thing out. Objectives updated.
I think the very fact that I said infinite number of chrysalids and it wasn't actually a big deal kind of goes to show how easy this mission can be. It can be made even easier. I think I show you on the video here that you can jump down into the middle right beside the whale, and you can use a kind of glitchy strategy called a box strat. Or is that just what leading YouTubers like? You can stand on that box there and you can prevent, maybe once you've got a squad of 8, you can prevent all the chrysalids jumping up there and you just have free reign to shoot them all and get experience. Which is a good fun day. So anyway, we have to go and activate that ship's transponder.
Let's do this.
Ideally, you'd have someone with a bit higher mobility than an engineer.
On Overwatch.
So we've got our guys stacked here, and now they're coming out the woodwork. Coming out the whale work. So that is as well why I was just, earlier on, I was perfectly fine with exploding all the chrysalids. Because you don't get the chrysalid carcasses when you explode them. But as you can see now, they're all exploding anyway.
Going up in a matter of minutes, and anyone left behind is as good as dead.
So we have 8
Objective
minutes.
updated.
8 minutes. Excuse me. 8 turns to get all the way back to the drop zone, and that's plenty of time. We can easily make it in 8 turns. The worst thing to do here is panic and expend all your sprint moves. Oh, my voice is just going. Bloody hell. I might pause.
aye, aye.
Now, I'll let this action speak for itself while I try and sort out my voice, because Jesus Christ.
Let's do this. I'm on it, Commander.
So the absolute worst thing you can do in this situation is you see a big red number. I think, oh, I've only got limited time to go.
Welcome.
And just panic.
On Overwatch.
Eyes on the prize.
But there's no need to panic. 8 turns to get over there, easy. We've got our highest mobility guys all the way over here. We need to keep them together.
Position
We need to
confirmed.
not make any rash moves like sprint all the way. I'm just moving Denny in a blue move to see if there's any chrysalids that have hatched that are nearby that aren't, so I can then move Denny on and sprint him. I think you can go right over the boats, but we haven't explored that. We don't know what it looks like over there, so I'm just going to bring Denny back to the squad. I'm going to bring the assaults back with him. I'm going to bring them back exactly in Denny's footsteps to make sure, because we know there are chrysalids on the map now. We don't know where they are.
That's affirmative.
We think they are just inside the ship, but they might not be.
Running.
And even if they are just inside the ship, who's to say that XCOM doesn't bug out and teleport them somewhere? These are the things you have to bear in mind. So our assault team is coming back.
Eyes on the prize.
A la orden, comandante.
Ray is moving to cover our retreat, which is more important than sniping the chrysalids that are coming out the boats.
Moving. Roger. Hold it.
Because as you'll see now, there's chrysalids behind us.
What was that sound?
They're after us. But here we go, CCS. This is why the assaults came along. That's a free shot. They can just keep moving. They killed that chrysalid. They killed it dead. It is dead as hell and it is not coming back. But yeah, so many chrysalids now coming out the woodwork. Or the whale work, as it were. And this is a dodgy one. So it jumped out that fish that we were hiding behind earlier. And we don't really have sight on it. It's behind hard cover. And because chrysalids can't take cover, we can't actually see it poking out any of our guys up here.
Target confirmed. On our way.
So I moved Denny back, thinking I can get a shot on him from here. Or did I? I don't think I did. It's only really the assaults that can get a shot. I moved Nero here thinking he can get a shot, but of course he can't. So Nero just has to fall back away from him. And Epiphanes can't guarantee that he can take it. Epiphanes can't guarantee that it dies by himself. So Epiphanes has to fall back as well. So that's a bit of a mistake, but since we were taking our time, we can then plan around it. We can fall everyone back out of its range,
Heading out.
or we can just run shamed into its range and muck up because it's behind full cover. I've only just realised now it's behind full cover. And so moving up to that second tier isn't necessarily out of the chrysalid's range. In fact, I think it's very much within its range. So I think Epiphanes and Nero just have to keep on the lower deck. I'm counting out the individual squares. But at this point I'll point out, because it's post-commentary, I don't actually know how many squares chrysalids can move. So me counting out those squares was incredibly pointless. So I just move everyone out of range. Epiphanes moving to beside Nero to again do close combat specialist. As it is, I don't think the chrysalid moves after us. It moves back, down, and then after us, where we've got plenty of Overwatch. And incidentally, this guy didn't have lightning reflexes anyway. This Overwatch would have taken him out.
See you in hell.
So a bit of a panic, but in general, it was a non-threat. Something like 4 or 5 chrysalids active on the map now, but they're not near us, so it's fine. 6 turns left until the airstrike. And we've already covered a third, no, half of the map with all our troops.
Copy that.
The one problem, the one potential caveat in the plan that will prevent us going high speed, low drag. We haven't seen it yet. What I'm pointing out is, yeah, you can see now, more chrysalids are going to hatch behind us.
Heading to that location.
They didn't look this smoky and smoggy before, but I'm just bunching everyone up now, making sure we've got all the shots on all the chrysalids that come near.
Come get some. I'm on
On Overwatch.
And you never know when a ballistic pistol Overwatch might come in handy.
it. Heading to that location. Eyes on the prize.
So, another chrysalid catching up from the back. It's only just pathing into our Overwatch. Ballistic pistol Overwatches are worth literally nothing. Well, not literally nothing. But in most cases, you're better off just not even taking an Overwatch. You're better off just steadying your weapon, steadying your sniper. So this is some poor Overwatch. We've got a height advantage, we've got laser weapons.
Damn it.
We've got really accurate guys up there. We've got a Rocketeer who's built for accuracy. I don't know if Gaurav took a shot there. But all in all, that is the worst Overwatch I've ever seen. It's a stationary target, no cover. We've got a height advantage. And no hits with laser weapons. With the most accurate weapons in the game.
Heading to that location.
So I'm not sure what my rationale was for engaging here. But I know Shame takes the first shot. Apollo targets it. I don't want to take a shot with Ray because Ray can't shoot and move. Move and shoot, in fact. Denny's got high mobility, so I'll take the shot with him. Shredded, it should kill it, yep.
I need ammo.
and that leaves the assaults to deal with the other one. And if the assaults can't deal with the other one, we've got backup up top. And we can take Ray's shot if necessary. So blow apart the whale. Missed the 82%. That's the first major shot we've missed. Obviously, with the assaults, we can run and gun up as well.
Aye, aye, Commander.
But we've got so many laser weapon shots anyway that we probably wouldn't even need to run and gun up. Garav did have a shot in that Overwatch as well. I'm really surprised Garav missed it.
Dead and gone. Roger that.
So we can move Ray up all the way.
Andando.
I think I do just sprint him as far as he can go. Because we have to make it to there. And we're not necessarily going to make it next turn because I think Shamed, for example, is a bit too far away. So the chrysalids are gradually catching us. But it's very gradual. I think we could sprint for the zone here and they wouldn't actually be able to catch us. Even those two that we can see.
That airstrike is closing in your position. You need to get to the evac point before it's too late.
We've got 4 turns, that's plenty. See, bomb disposal missions for the council. We only start with 3 turns until the bomb goes off. There is Shamed who is 1 tile away from being able to get to the zone. So all we do at this point... Oh, Gob's quite far away as well. So we're going to sprint those guys up to make sure they can get in next turn. And it's at this point I decide, actually, those guys can't reach us. Is it really worth trying to engage them, potentially failing, potentially putting ourselves into danger? Because I mean, I moved Shamed up to here and then realised actually that's too far to engage. So it's at that point I say, nah, we're just out of here. You have to get all 8 guys into that rectangle to withdraw.
I'm on the move.
Now incidentally, you can just move your guys into that rectangle. You see I'm deliberately avoiding doing that. That's because if you have any guys inside the rectangle at the end of a turn, it'll ask you, you've got X amount of guys inside the evac zone, is what they call it, inside the evac zone. Do you want to retreat? And obviously you don't want to retreat because that'll kill the guys outside the rectangle. But I know that if I don't want to tempt fate and have that menu come up and have me accidentally say, yes, I do want to kill everyone. So there we go, the chrysalids aren't even, we can't even see them now. We just move into the evac zone. Easy money.
That's affirmative.
Okay. On the move.
A successful mission. We killed 30 aliens like it ain't no thing.
Roger that.
It's a bit of overkill. There might be still someone be alive. And these shoddy wooden buildings aren't going to stand up to an airstrike, let me tell you. Although they didn't even go for the airstrike. They didn't even strike the buildings. There could be chrysalids in the buildings. Altogether or not at all. Come on now. So anyway, Operation Red Serpent, we killed 30 bugs, 30 zombies. It was overall a success. That scout could shoot us down. Because this Sky Ranger isn't armed, let me tell you. Flawless, says Dr. Inst. Not a single casualty apart from the entire fishing village. So interesting choice with Epiphanis. We've got close encounters, we've got hit and run, we've got rapid fire. Nero took rapid fire. Epiphanis is going to take hit and run. Because hit and run and close encounters are very similar. They both give you a free shot in certain situations. Hit and run is if you're flanked, if you've got a guy flanked. Hit and run is better in the late game. And I'm going to keep using Epiphanis in late game. I make a similar choice with Ray the Great. Executioner is better now. Damn Good Ground will be better in the very late game. But Ray's probably going to be the sniper I use in the very late game, especially since he's Lone Wolf. So I continue that synergy and take Damn Good Ground. Which just gives you an increased elevation bonus. Do I do anything else in this video? I don't, so I'll say I haven't recorded the next bit and I've got 5 seconds left, so let's see what he's doing around the base and then I'll return to live commentary and see you later! Okay, we're back and this is live commentary, and what we're going to do with our ill-gotten gains from payment from the council for obliterating a small fishing village in Canada is buy 4 suits of phalanx armour. I said that I don't really like phalanx armor. I don't really see the point in it, but I now do see the point in it, and I'll show you why. It's because I forgot all about this. Security training armor. For a small investment, we can train XCOM's HQ security to employ our phalanx armor suits, so any spare phalanx armor. Say, hypothetically, if XCOM HQ were to be attacked, our security forces could use that armor, while we will have moved on to Carapace. Oh, I keep saying Carapace. Carapace. Anyway, this UFO is gonna run amok, running an absolute mock. We can't do anything to this one either. It's terrible. This could be bad, because we have royally ballsed up our aircraft situation. We have no active aircraft. This one's coming in 2 days, but that can't do much by itself. These guys are all out, and this guy's still arming his laser weapon. So it's not ideal. We are powerless at the moment, because we went all in on the wrong thing.
Contact detected.
Nap of the Earth Scout. Hopefully this is coming into land.
Contact detected.
A landed scout, that should be the easiest of all UFOs to... the easiest of all landed UFOs. We should get some alloys, it should be great. So I'll gear up a squad and be right back with you. So I've arbitrarily decided this is going to be a meld hunting mission. Meld hunters! As it is, we are all decked out in tac vests. We've got one promotion to handle. Specialist Mellow is becoming a specialist scout with the high mobility and high aim. I particularly want for this new breed of scout. She'll be taking a dedicated marksman's or strike rifle, whatever it's called in this tier, with the marksman's scope. Might as well give a sawn off as well. We've got nuclear powered Kim Jong-il along to train him up. He'll probably also become a scout, because essentially, as you notice, we've got 41 troops. That is the initial 40 minus Potato, who's dead, plus the 2 special troops we got in Jiang and Van Dorn. And there's 8 classes. That roughly means 5. We want 5 of each class essentially. So if you scroll down, we've got 4 Rocketeers. We should have at this point 4 of everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 12 or so unassigned classes at the moment. So we should roughly have 4 of each class, and we want to aim towards having 5, because why not? So anyway, where did Mello go? So I'm thinking this is a good squad for meld hunting. We've all bedecked in laser weapons, all pretty fast. We've got Magical Trevor back from injury, the Caper herself to deal with the outsider. Might be able to deal with the outsider in a single shot with a laser scat laser. So anyway, let us just roll off to the riparian forests of this is Britain, wasn't it? Or was it Germany?
We have visual on the mission site.
It's in the North Sea. Crystal Giant of the United
Next
Kingdom.
site is in the UK. The alien craft set down in a remote area. Securing the site is our top priority. As always, we should eliminate any remaining hostiles in the area.
So this should be, in inverted commas, should be a straightforward mission for us. We'll speed around, we've got a sniper, we've got a marksman's rifle, and it should be get in, find the meld, get the meld, kill the outsider, get out. There shouldn't be too much resistance. It's possible that this will be a trap and we'll die, but yeah, it's not likely. So you can join us next time for Operation Crystal Giant, coming to you on a YouTube near you soon.